Everybody, my name is Matt Ruiz, and I'm a client relationship manager here at CT Corporation. Today I wanted to remove the suspense, and I'm giving you an informal presentation about the relationship manager program and their support and service team, the service solutions team. I figure, working here for 7 years, everybody runs into the same questions when you deal with family and friends. What do you do for a living? So I figured I'd make a presentation about it and show it to you guys. So today we're going to be reviewing the single point of contact services of the relationship manager program and how we deal with specific law firm clients that I work with on a day-to-day basis. Just to give you a heads up, RM will stand for relationship manager and SPOC is single point of contact. So in case you see any of those acronyms, you know exactly what they mean. So today's agenda, we're going to be looking at about 7 to 10 minutes. I'm going to be reviewing the services for you. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. I will have ample time to hopefully answer at the end of the presentation, but I can certainly answer during the slides as well. We're going to be doing some fun participation activities together, reviewing the RM and SPOC services that we currently do, the benefits of these services, and if we have time, we'll probably look into some statistics that I was able to pull through 3 quarters for our relationship manager team as of this year. But we'll see if we have time for that. So we're going to start with a quick activity for everybody. I'm going to walk over here to this easel and ask you guys, can anybody name just some generic CT Corporation or CT Lean Solution services that you work with your clients or that you've heard about?
UCC filing.
UCC filing, that's a big one. I know you love that one. And apologies for my handwriting, it's pretty awful. STR, that stands for Search to Reflect, which is a search off of UCC filings that we do to reflect that the filings have taken place. Anybody else from the corporate side?
Registered agent.
Come on, Marie. Registered Marie. Okay, thank you, Sam. Anything else?
Change of agent.
Change of agent, another good one. So we'll start with these 4. There's a little bit more. We're going to start off with reviewing some of the services that we normally do for our clients. If you think about single point of contact, the whole reason for the development of the team was basically to have a single person handle all types of work for customers that we work with. So if you take a look real quickly at all of the listings of all the services, some of the services that we do for our customers, for our law firm customers, big point is that they're reaching out to me for not only corporate work, for not only a single sort of service, but for everything that CT has to offer, whether it's corporate work, whether it's UCC work. The big one on here is international and business licenses. I know everybody's been pushing to sell that this year for all the sales representatives. Dave, I'm sure you're aware of that as well. So basically what we're allowed to do is communicate and be a bridge to all these resources that CT has to offer, but a client, instead of having to email different teams or different contacts, different email boxes where they might think they don't get the response time that they want, they can instead reach out to one person who's there constantly in order to help them and grant them access. Some of the additional things that the RM service does in comparison to maybe a regular customer service specialist. Number 1, billing information and customized billing. Things like doing monthly billing. I'm able to generate statements or reports that maybe certain people want to see if they're open invoices, if they're getting caught up, if collections is getting in touch with them. It's a kind of a process where I have that set up with about 10 clients now where they'd rather review that than sort of receive their emails daily or weekly or monthly because they just sort of let them pass by the wayside. I'm sure some of you have seen it in the past as well. Sales visits, I actually get to go out and meet a lot of these clients. When you talk about meeting somebody face-to-face, it kind of helps when maybe you don't do so well in the next job they ask you to do, and they get pretty upset with you. If you call them on the phone, you kind of interact in a way where if I've taken you out to lunch before, maybe you won't be as mad at me as if I'm just some sort of phone on, or some voice over the phone, or some email that I'm sending to you saying, hey, we screwed up on this one. Big one that I have completed here, or excuse me, capitalized here, questions and knowledge. I want to say about 50% of my day is, and I'm sure all of you guys have this too, 50% of my day is receiving questions from people, questions that I've received over and over and over again, and I'm talking about from the same person. Just over and over and over again, hey, what's the answer to this, even though I sent it to you yesterday. So the knowledge part is more on a trust basis. These law firms, you're trying to answer to higher-ups, you're answering to partners. You're answering to people who you can't get it right or get it wrong the first time because you're going to lose that client. So from a knowledge perspective, I have to be right and quick the first time, every time. To tell you the truth, once you gain that trust, it becomes so much easier for somebody to use you on a day-to-day basis than afterwards. My favorite one to tell my clients is this one right here, and I hate it. 24/7 access, which means I work remotely, I have a cell phone, I only have one phone for personal and work. And that phone itself is, I'm supposed to answer that at all times. That's what makes me different than CSC logging off at 5 o'clock at the end of the day. And perhaps CSC being located on the East Coast where they might be done 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on the West Coast. And I didn't mention in my introduction that a lot of my clients are on the West Coast. So all the stuff they're doing, you might see a closing where they're reaching out to me at 11 p.m. Pacific time and telling me, hey, by the way, we need this to be done at 5 a.m. Pacific time or 8 a.m. Eastern time once the state of Delaware or once one of those eastern states opens. Cool, so I'm going to show you a quick video. I want you to pay attention to the percentages in the video because it's going to go over sort of the importance of bad customer service, or not the importance, but what happens when bad customer service takes place in the perspective of customer service representatives. Give me one sec, one more, there you go.
We all love to receive great customer service. As consumers, it makes us feel good. So much so, consumers now rate customer service as the most important factor when deciding to do business with a company. This means the traditional competitive advantages such as price, location, and product are rapidly disappearing. In the technological era, customer service is king. Sad to say, but when it comes to customer service, we've all had a bad experience, and news of bad customer service reaches more than twice as many ears as praise for good customer service. So it's really important to understand and avoid certain behaviours that make our customers angry. In a recent survey, 57% of customers expressed frustration that the company was not available when needed. 56% of customers felt that customer service is still too slow. And 42% of customers felt that they have to speak to multiple agents before their problem is resolved. 34% of customers feel like just another number and the service they receive is too impersonal. With 24% of consumers feeling they know more about the product than the agent they were speaking to. And a rapidly growing percentage of customers are dissatisfied with poor website design and online availability. The consequences of getting customer service wrong can be very damaging.
It's okay. We're working through it. My guest speaker, guest. I can't, can you click on the slide though? Because I cannot move forward. Perfect. Thank you. So I posted that video. I'm not going to write it down so you don't have to look at my chicken scratch, but can you guys tell me maybe some things that would be important to our VIP and law firm clients that you recognized from the bad customer service that that guy had mentioned within the video? Where you got it?
Speaking with them, giving them the personal touch,
Yeah.
and giving them all the facts at one time that they're going to need for.
A lot of complaints are with sometimes we piecemeal information to a client or to a representative, and it prolongs the process and gives too much time for certain things to happen. Anybody else?
Response time.
Response time is a big one. I think the standard at CT is 15 minutes. Usually people send you one and they expect it within 2 minutes. You know, these are some of these high-profile law firms where they need it right away, they need it now. They're sending something saying, hey, I need this by tomorrow, and then they're checking on it 30 minutes from then. So they are. I try not to blame people because they are who is above them within their firm. So some of the benefits of the RM program that address some of this, as we pointed out in red here. Single point of contact. So again, a single email address for these clients or a single phone number for these clients to reach out to get in touch with for everything that we've discussed when it comes to the relationship manager services. It's based on the contact and not the firm. So if you guys are familiar with E1 jargon, it's based on the C record and not the CST. Basically what that means is that 2 people at your firm could be using me, the rest of the firm could be using their traditional service team, and therefore they have a choice as to who they're using. Client preferences, one email box, these are all things that we have saved within our system so that we are able to deliver the best process of service that we possibly can. All information is communicated through email, which means not only are you receiving evidence from our site itself, but I'm sending that to you. I send the evidence to me, so I ensure that it's going to you, and I have an email saved showing that it has been completed. Trust is a big one. You know, once you have that trust with that person, you can use them going forward. And making sure that that is your #1 guy. Who do I use at CT? Oh, I use Matt. And when people are able to say that, it makes things a lot easier. It's easier to pass my contact around rather than passing around 4 different service teams. Big one,
Heads up.
no additional track. So I told you, time management.